Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another installment of The Real Podcasters, the show where we like to talk all things movies, TV shows, video games, and a bunch of other things in no particular order. My name is Regan, as ever, and I'm joined once again by my absolute inept synthetic of a co-host. That's a difficult word to say with a stammer. It's Dan.
Alright, you inept Yachu weakling.
Thank you very much. Just like every now and again I think, could I be nice?
No,
because it's just going to freak you out. It's like, oh, God, he's actually being remarkably nice to me this week. Like, what on earth is going on? As opposed to just trading a load of insults. So, thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. We really do appreciate it. As you can tell from the title, we are going to be reviewing Predator Badlands. Quick update, because I did say in the Halloween retrospective and the Predator Killer of Killers review that we were going to do a video about our trip to the Tyneside Cinema for its Halloween all-nighter. That was literally the last time I saw Dan, to be honest. Timing didn't really...
that was a while ago.
Yeah, that's what, like 2.5 weeks, I think. I don't know. Timing didn't really work out on that one, so we didn't actually get around to doing a proper episode on that. All I can say is that I didn't fall asleep this time, so that's a plus.
I know.
And we watched everything, which was not the case on the first go.
Yeah.
But that's because there was no Halloween 3 this time. But
maybe in those like iced coffees from Starbucks was a good idea on your behalf.
Better than the monster you were drinking.
That didn't even touch the sides on me.
No, it didn't. And I know not to buy you the silvery white one that actually has no sugar in it.
Zero sugar.
I got ID for that damn thing.
He knows nothing about me.
Forget about that.
He knows nothing about me, people.
No, I just don't know anything about energy drinks. I just think they're terrible. Hence why I drink a lot of coffee instead. That's hardly any better. But no, I think safe to say we both had a thoroughly fun time with that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year.
Fingers crossed.
But anyway, we'll move on to the topic of discussion, that is Predator Badlands, which I think both of us could probably agree was probably the most anticipated movie we had for the rest of 2025. I mean, I don't really know what else is coming out, to be honest. So
nothing of which I'm like super excited about. So yeah, this was pretty much the only thing that I was nervously looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the only other one would be Avatar 3, but that's... we'll just see.
No thanks.
Good to know. We're not going to bother with an episode on that.
It kind of shows you just how interesting Avatar is to me when, like, I'm completely zoning out during the trailers on the viewing I had for Predator Badlands. I was zoning out, man. I had no interest in it. I've had no interest in Avatar since, like, the first film. It just looks stupid to me.
I'll make a note on the spreadsheet to not bother putting that on for any future episode.
Yeah, like, put in brackets, Dan thinks it's stupid.
Yeah, which amounts to a lot of things, actually. It just depends on this one. So, we both have reviews for this on our letterbox. I'll make a point of actually putting the links to our letterbox in the description below, because I keep on saying I do that. I don't.
Never do.
I never do. I'm making them far more shorter now. But I'll definitely put the links in there because we both have reviews.
Hold up. Let's just rewind ever so slightly.
What?
Shorter?
Yeah.
Shorter?
Mm-hmm.
Your review for Predator Badlands is like 17 paragraphs.
Right. First of all, I was referring to the description of the YouTube video.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Letterboxd.
No. It just depends on the quality of the film. Actually, that actually has no reference to it at all. It could be really, really shit, and it's just a really long review.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's still going to be like 17 paragraphs long, mate.
Or if it's a rewatch, then I'll probably not bother. Like, yeah, I've already said everything I want to say. There was quite a bit to say on this one. And like I said before we actually started recording, I legitimately do not know Dan's thoughts. So
he's scared a bit.
Yeah. So before we do anything, Dan, why don't you tell us what the hell's going on with this stupid alien with a sword who's trying to make a point of him
stupid
being
alien with a stupid sword.
Yeah.
Is that the word of today's episode? Stupid.
Stupid. Yeah, that's happened a few times now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, essentially, you've got a Yautja. I keep calling it Yatu because it looks like that.
Yatu.
You've got a Yautja called Dex, who is seen to be the runt of a clan of predators, also known as the Yautja. His father sees him as the weakest of the lot, and that his clan is almost sort of burdened with this weakling, so he puts his own brother against him and fights to death. When his brother more or less defects against it, Lord behold, he's killed. So then Dex sets out to a uninhabitable planet filled with monstrosities of every kind in order to prove himself that he can be the greatest warrior of the Yautja. That doesn't quite happen.
No, there's some other things that happen.
There's a few things that happens.
Yeah, he really thinks that going to the most dangerous planet in the cosmos is going to be like an easy thing. Like, I'm going to be in and out in like 5 minutes. Be absolutely fine.
He's just so like unbelievably hot-headed about it. It's like,
yeah,
well, fine, I'm going to go do it.
I mean, I think throughout the entire film, I was just sat there thinking, right, I'm trying to figure out the logic of this particular planet, because would it actually function if every single thing, both plants, like flora and fauna, I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky, the words are in my head now, if every single thing is out to kill you, how long before that planet is completely barren?
I mean,
because I feel like it would be like that.
But you know the dinosaur game Ark? You've pretty much just summed up Ark in a nutshell. Everything's out to kill you.
Okay, that's fair. That sounds fun. So it's like Jurassic Park, but just
you step into the wrong sort of territory, and Lord behold, you've got a Spino chasing you.
Yeah,
it's not nice. Or a Giga, or a Rexy, or whatever else is there.
Or in this case, you might get killed by like a demon tulip or something. I mean, what a way to go.
Yeah, just what a way to die. Imagine that being brought back to your home planet. So obviously killed by an exploding dandelion.
Yeah. Which, when you say that out loud, this movie sounds absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
But what it also sounds like is easily the most original take on the Predator I think we've ever seen, which was always the worry. You know, even with something like Prey, also directed by Trachtenberg, which is still an absolute masterpiece for me. That one, you could easily say, is just the original Predator, but set 300 years prior. Not to, make the movie any less than it is. It's still brilliant. Killer of Killers, I think, was the first go where it was like, yeah, we can change things up. We can make an animated movie
that was
that's
definitely
just
an
all
example of, we can absolutely go back in time and just have Predator face off against the greatest warriors the human race has to offer.
Which I think is what everyone's wanted to see. But I think the one that's...
Christ, I've wanted to see Predator go up against a samurai warrior since, like, the first time seeing Predator.
Yeah. And so, going into this one with the idea that, let's just make the Yautja the protagonist. Ballsy, even though comics and expanded lore has probably done it a billion times, but never on film. So that immediate worry is, does it suddenly lessen the impact of then going back and watching previous Predator movies, knowing that we've seen you when you're like the focus? I wouldn't immediately say that this movie makes Deck a particularly good character. He's still unbearably stubborn, but then so is a lot of the Yautja, to be honest. I mean, the one in Prey is born to be stubborn, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
and I still love that like particular take. First things first, I mean, I really like this movie a lot. I still really like it. I didn't see it on opening day. I did see it on I think it was the day after. And I'm still thinking about it, which is probably a good thing. This isn't just one that was like, oh yeah, I've watched it. Anyway, moving on. I can see Dan making faces, so either you are taking the absolute piss out of me. Right, okay. Forget my thoughts. It's good. We'll get to more later. At the minute, my head, when it comes to your thoughts, the worst case scenario for me is that this is going to be, at least for you, maybe like a 28 years later scenario that is for me, where when I first watch it, I quite like it. The more I think about it, the more I never want to watch it again, because I feel like I'm going to start hating on it. That's my immediate assumption with you. Feel free to tell me and the Porg and the Stone Dalek on my desk that I'm completely wrong.
Are they like your emotional support toys?
I really need an emotional support Porg and an alien genocidal squid, as you do. Heaven forbid, just be like a normal squid.
Okay.
Right, see, immediately, your sort of overall demeanour, someone who's like, right.
It's as soon as you say that, okay, then he just falls into the spiral.
Well, it's like either you are just a really good actor, and you're just like playing the long game again, or this is going to be one that maybe I question whether we should have actually done an episode on if you actually don't like it. So I'm going to go and hide over here.
Right. So, I mean, I rewatched Prey, and I rewatched Killer of Killers just to kind of get in the mood for it, given it's the same director. And,
Yes.
you know, when you messaged me saying that it was different, yeah, it is just completely on the other side of what any other Predator film has been so far. And, to be honest...
I'm creaking over here.
yeah, you are. Yeah, I think it's pretty damn good.
Oh, phew. Bedtime now instead.
I don't like it near as much as Prey and Killer of Killers. I mean, if you want to rate it, I give it 4 out of 5, which
Same.
to me is pretty friggin' high. There's a couple of things that sort of bothers me a little bit, but I don't know, maybe they'll change when I watch it again, but yeah, this is just so different from any other Predator film because it's, for one, it's not on Earth. Finally, the director is like, do you know what it is? We actually can use other planets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't have to be that the Yautja has to go to Earth every single damn Predator film and find some warrior and challenge him or she, her, to a battle of the death. It doesn't have to be like that every time. So when you get a film that actually puts an alien galactic warrior as its protagonist, it's like, okay, well, you really have a lot of balls here. Like, good God.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, there's a lot more lore and stuff like this explored in it, like with how the clans and stuff play out. And do you know what's funny? Not one human in sight. No humans. Not
See,
one.
that makes
single
it.
human.
Yeah, that's suddenly because I was going to leave this bit until a little bit later. I mean, we'll delve into it a little bit more, but it's the fact this is the first Predator movie outside of the first AVP movie to be a 12A in the UK or a PG-13 in America. So immediately people were like, "Well, this is just going to be the Disney version, isn't it?" Like, no, there is a lot of death in this. There is a lot of beheadings and a lot of slicing and dicing.
Seriously surprised at how low the rating is. I mean, AVP does not deserve to be a 15. AVP deserves to be a 12 because every blood thing is just like cut to it, so it's like a blood splatter to indicate somebody's died. It's not very gruesome at all, really. Whereas this, there's a battle to the death between two Yautja, gets his arm sliced off, and then gets beheaded.
Yeah, it's suddenly...
Like, so why is this 12 again?
I did look at it, because here's the thing, I've already had to look into this before, especially when we were both at college, or uni or whatever, and you did do a bit on the BBFC, and just... whatever they're drinking over there every single time they're actually watching a movie.
Whatever they're having to drink.
Yes, and one of the things that you realise is that the reason this movie can get away with a 12A instead of a 15 or an 18 is literally because, technically, there is no humans being killed in this, so there's no red blood. It's either just green blood, slime, gunge, or just
So they're
sparks.
completely fine with the dismemberment of synthetic organisms. That's completely fine to me.
That's very racist, to be
And
honest,
weird,
isn't it? That's
tall.
actually disgusting.
And weird, tall... Can we also just say how misleading the lunar bug actually sounds? I thought it was going to be like a little butterfly. I did not expect it to be like this 70-foot tripod.
I mean, I suppose it's exactly the same as the little monkey critter that becomes like a bit of a comic relief thing. We'll get to that. But yet, to be honest though, like I have no problem with the Predator being a 12, like a 12A or something like that. That doesn't bother me.
It had me worried because I thought this is going to just be like Predator's AVP.
But also though, if you're going to go to a planet where everything's going to kill you,
clarification, if people haven't clocked on, I really don't like those films. They're just rubbish.
I've said before, I'm nostalgically biased towards the first. Fuck the second.
Well, yeah, because
you
you're not
can't
exactly
actually
known for your taste in film.
Wonder how many episodes there's been in this 134 episode podcast where I've made a sly reference to the fact that I'm always looking for like another co-host, just in case.
You can't get rid of me. I'm here forever.
I was going to make another joke that I'm not going to say exactly what I was going to say because that's just actually awful. That's like really mean. So I was probably going to say something like, you're like Thrush, just kind of actually gets rid of you. That's been nice.
I mean, I've been called worse.
You have, by me.
Yeah.
Every other week. Okay, let's do a bit more of a major deep dive into this. Kicking things off, with, of course, with the Yautja in the room, that being Deck, our Predator protagonist, or Yautja protagonist, because I didn't actually realise, and perhaps Dan Trachtenberg was talking bollocks, it's entirely possible, probably not. This is the first cinematic interpretation of the Predator where Yautja has been officially confirmed to be the name of the species. That's only ever been used in expanded media, never in a film. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong, because that feels quite unlikely considering Predator started in 1987. If this is the first time that title has actually been used in a movie, is insane.
The only reason I could think of it is maybe like the first AVP, maybe Predators.
Yeah, which about I cannot remember.
I mean, nobody can. That's kind of, it kind of says everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't realise that this was the first time.
Maybe that 2018 one. I mean, maybe that one as well.
Which I did check. I did actually watch, as it turns out, and I've
poor boy.
Completely. I know, right? I don't remember anything about that.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it just says it all.
Yeah. So a lot had been said in the lead up to this movie about the design of Deck in this movie, in the same way that things were said about the design of the feral predator in Prey, because it doesn't look the same as the original. The one thing I'm going to say on this, because I've got no issue with the design of Deck, they actually incorporate his look into the film, which is a nice bit of trivia that I've just found out. Apparently Trachtenberg's original idea was to make him blind, which is why he was going to be a runt. But then he realised that's going to be a tough film to make, actually, to get him out of bad spots.
Given all the moves that he pulls off, he's probably just going to end up slamming himself into a giant Luna Bug's gob.
Exactly. So basically a short film. Yeah,
very short.
What I'll say about this stupid complaint about the Predator doesn't look the same as the one in the 1987 original, unless he's a freaking son.
Surely,
yeah. So
surely not every Predator has to look the same.
Well, that's the thing. They're not bloody Sontarans or something. They're not clones.
They're not xenomorphs.
No, exactly.
And if this is going to be, you've got different kinds of xenomorphs, they don't all look the same. I mean, again, it's sort of like you're going into expanded lore with Dark Horse Comics did a line called Aliens Genocide.
Attacking genes. Do
yeah,
not like
and
genes,
basically
apparently.
you have humans going to go to this planet, and it turns out there's actually two xenomorph factions. So you've got the normal ones that we see in the film, and then you've got the red ones, which are sort of seen as ew, what on earth are you, kind of thing. And they have a red queen, and these have a queen, and they hate each other, so they have this all at war. But the point is that even the aliens are different. So I think when people are upset about that it doesn't look like the one in the 80s, well, sorry, does he have like 73 brothers and sisters?
I'm trying not to make a jokey reference to Zootropolis, which I just rewatched yesterday. There's absolutely a joke about the lead character having like 150 brothers and sisters because she's a rabbit, and they make jokes about that.
Yeah, the predators just breed like rabbits.
Yeah, it's a cracking film.
Yautja rabbits.
But no, I mean, like, one of the things I really love about this movie is the fact that it's the first time properly that we've gotten like a really big deep dive into the culture and the lore of the Yautja as a species, and the fact that if it's going to be any species, like with humans, we look different. Like, funnily enough, even though you can only hear us, Dan does not look like me, and I do not look like Dan. God. Because that's just how reality works. And quite frankly, if you're going to make this particular story, you can't do it with just an predator. You can't.
Yeah.
The whole point, because, design-wise, he's quite distinct. He looks a bit sad. He's not very good, because he's the runt. And that was always, that was clearly the plan from the start. And quite frankly, if you're going to make the predator the protagonist, you either do it like, it's weird that I'm referencing this one because I don't really like it, In a Violent Nature, where it's just a fly on the wall and just following a predator killing people. That's not actually that interesting, to be honest. There's no story to be gleaned. Or you basically make it an underdog story. Essentially taking prey and just flipping it. So that the underdog is actually
that's probably
the one
the
who's
best
doing the
comparison
killing.
you make. It's you flip it, so it's a predator who's actually the guy you follow and not the other way around.
Yeah, and it's the
Probably
thing
best
as well
way to
where,
describe
like,
it, really.
protagonist doesn't have to necessarily mean the good guy. That's just the standard because we're used to following the good guy. There's been a lot of films recently that have tried to flip that around, following.
Well, again,
the
though,
villain.
I've seen like loads of like just again the word of this podcast episode: stupid comments about like, well, I don't like that the predator's the good guy. Well,
Like,
who
he's
said
not.
he's really the good guy?
Yeah, exactly. We're
Like,
just
he's
following
still a
him.
stubborn alien warrior determined to murder this unkillable thing.
And what it actually does, and, you know, maybe I'm looking a bit too deeply into a Predator movie, it's entirely possible, is I think the one thing I quite liked about Predators that I can just about remember is the fact that the title has a double meaning. Because it's not just, the name isn't just a reference to the Yautja, it's also a reference to the humans. Because you can see the similarities. And rewatching Prey, you really got that actually, because the time you spend with just following the feral Yautja as he's working his way up the food chain, that's what we did. Like, that's how we got to the point that we are now. So you can see the similarities there. Heaven forbid you try and make a reference to Yautja and humans, but it's there. And it also illustrates just how weird of a culture they are. They're like so technologically advanced on the most barren version of Tatooine you've ever seen. Like, it's even more barren. Like, even Vader wouldn't even look at us in sort of like a side angle of his helmet. It's like, nope. Like, I hate sand already, but Jesus Christ.
Way too much.
Yeah. So this movie doesn't really have Deck as being the good guy. There is aspects where there is. Like, obviously, his whole deal is trying to hunt down the Kalisk to, you know, show how good of a warrior,
a supposedly
warrior he is.
unkillable creature.
Yeah. Suddenly I have to eat my own words, considering things I said in the Predator Killer of Killers episode, where I was convinced that there was that the twist was going to be that the Kalisk wasn't the thing he was hunting; it was actually a xenomorph. I'll just proceed to eat myself, obviously, because I was very wrong. Because spoilers: there's no xenomorph in this. Of course, there's Whale and Yutani, which is why we all thought, but there might be an alien.
Perhaps.
There is the weird creature from Independence Day. It's one of the skulls in his ship. I'm like, yay.
It's also a T-Rex skull.
Now that is more interesting. I'd rather see Predator versus
like,
T-Rex, not Predator versus Independence
I'm
Day.
kind of just like trying to just envision that, like just a Predator just landing like 100 million years ago, and it's like, right, I want that as a trophy.
It's like that one.
That one.
Or it's that one. Are you sure, Andy? That one. Oh, that is an image in my head now. Little Youcher, as opposed to Little Britain.
Little Youcher.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, this movie
I'm
doesn't.
almost quite mad the fact that they didn't do the comical Xenomorph skull Easter egg. Every other skull seems to be there.
I don't think they need to.
Or maybe
to
it's
be
just
honest.
a little bit too much on the nose. I don't know.
Yeah. To be honest, if I'm going to be that person, as much as I love that Easter egg in Predator 2, because it is awesome, I am immediately starting to question the timeline of events, especially after Prometheus and Alien Oven Can't.
Oven Can't.
Oven Can't. For those who have no idea, I can remember there was an advert for Alien Covenant on the side of a bus when I was, I think waiting to go to work, and whoever did the actual poster design completely buggered it up, so the actual name was completely the wrong way around. So
it was flipped round.
Yeah, so like instead of Alien Covenant, it was Leanne Oven Can't. And I can't unsee that every time I see.
Oh my god!
See like the title of it, I'm like, it's better than the film, to be honest. But immediately I'm sat there thinking, right, okay, so when is Xenomorph? When did Xenomorph become Xenomorph? Especially in the logic of Alien and Predator. I mean, I know the first AVP just went, yeah, we're set in 2004. That's how it works. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Because that's the thing as well, is that obviously there is the idea that maybe further down the line, Dan Trachtenberg is maybe building towards doing a modern reinvention of Alien versus Predator. I'm all for that, to be honest. I don't care for Alien that much anymore.
No.
Mostly because I can't trust anyone to do anything interesting.
This is what I said when I did a review of Badlands, that, you know, maybe director Dan would be an ideal candidate for doing an Alien film, because he's the only one that actually seems to bring something new to the table, like he has with Badlands. Mm-hmm. But then again, you know, maybe it's just time that Alien was put in cryo sleep for a long time until something new can actually be done with it.
I mean, I think I did say in the Killer of Killers one that I was like, of the two franchises I'd rather see, compared to what I thought I wanted to see, that being I wanted to see more Alien, I'd rather see more movies about the Predator, to be honest. That's more...
Yeah, because so far there's been 3 films by this guy that have been brilliant, 2 of which I had 5 stars. When was the last time that I 5-starred an Alien film? 1986.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Literally, I mean, I'd probably say, like, there's only 2 Alien movies officially that I like, that being the original and Aliens. Predator, the original, Predator 2, Prey, Killer of Killers, and then Badlands. Prey still being my personal favourite. I know that's, you know...
I think Prey was probably my personal favourite as well, like...
Yeah. The other interesting thing, like I say, going back to the fact that we've got Weyland-Yutani in this film, is the character of Thea, and also Tessa, played by Elle Fanning. I think I can remember, I think I sent you a link to the first trailer, and I think your reaction to the idea of Weyland-Yutani being into this, I think you were immediately just a bit, why? It's like, oh dear. But I suppose, like I say, going back to the fact that this movie's a 12A, this is how you get around it, in that her entire squad, her entire base is 100%
robot.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just kill as much as you want, and it could be like, yeah,
you can do anything to them, and no one bats.
It's a rated U. Actually, as it turns out, you can do that.
Turns out you can dismember them, you can decapitate them, you can just like sever them to pieces.
Yeah,
and it's fine.
And what you get with because you spend more time with Thea, as she sort of doesn't necessarily befriend Deck, but ends up working alongside him so that she can. Literally, her entire goal in this is to go and get her legs back.
Yeah.
I get that. That's like a nice goal. Like nothing else. It's just, I really want my legs back.
Second one is find Tessa, but after got legs.
Yes, exactly. And that dynamic, I find really interesting. I think it was the bit that I was the most concerned about, especially after seeing it myself and then you going in to see it the next day, was the fact that this is quite a funny movie. And
this
the
is
last
where I've got problems.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, let's talk about that, because my feeling was the last time Predator was on the big screen was in The Predator, and that movie is mostly just a comedy.
Yes.
But also not a very good comedy.
It's just, well, it's meant to be funny in ways, but it's just not funny at all.
Yeah, so I think my concern, especially with that character, I mean, like, Elle Fanning's great in the movie, and I really like the character of Thea. The comedy doesn't always work for me. It does kind of diffuse it quite often. I get the sense that's probably your biggest issue with the movie.
I feel like it just becomes a bit too much of a comic relief. Which, I mean, it does work. I mean, it definitely works a hell of a lot better than The Predator. You know, because it's actually, the parts of this film are actually funny. Unlike, well, it's a funny film, The Predator. Not because it's funny, it's just terrible, and you laugh at it because it's terrible. But I don't know. I just feel like Predator having all these friends and stuff. It was just like, okay. Not really sure how I feel, but I'm on board. But it just feels a bit too much of a comedic relief at times.
And it's the kind of thing, isn't it, where it's like, because this movie is really putting itself out as being like, yeah, we're gonna do stuff that no other Predator movie has done, which I can absolutely applaud. I'd rather a swing and a miss 100%. Than just, let's just do what the other things have done before.
Let's just do like whatever came before. Let's just go back to Earth and like land somewhere in Argentina. Why not?
That's very specific.
Yeah,
are you suddenly wanting to go to Argentina or something?
Yeah, like I don't know why I could have chosen like, I don't know, like Italy or like Australia or somewhere like that. No, but just Argentina.
Predator 2, but instead of in like a really like hot version of New York, it's actually just in like Rome or something, and it's just like, I've got nowhere. I've got like so many plinths to like stand on.
See, it would kind of work in Rome, because, you know, imagine the Predator just like going against like a load of guys in the Colosseum, that would be pretty cool.
Predator versus Romans. This is another one where like we've referenced the Romans for some reason. Oh yeah, because it was in Killer of Killers, wasn't it?
Yeah,
was it?
That was it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, how convenient. But yeah, I do understand where you're coming from when it comes to the comedy, because it is. I neither like it nor dislike it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was to a point where it was getting on my nerves like Predator did. It is actually quite funny.
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit too funny for its own good.
No, I think actually that is probably my biggest issue as well, which is only because I'm not used to seeing this
comedy in a Predator film.
Yeah, it still works for this movie for the most part. If it was me writing it though, which heaven forbid do I ever do that, it's a bad idea. I would definitely reduce the comedy a bit.
Yeah.
And I'd probably also do some more stuff with the Kalisk as well, which I'm trying not to say that I would have preferred the Xenomorph being the twist, because in many respects I'm glad it's not, because you don't need to. But there's also just a lot of like the movie telling us that like, oh yeah, this thing it's unkillable, which technically it is unkillable. It's like, it clearly saw an episode of Doctor Who and thought, you know what, I can regenerate significantly better and quicker than you. My turn. I'm actually just going to be a giant like starfish.
It's like The Thing. It's like you cut off one part of it and it just sprouts off into something else.
Yeah, kind of. And especially after recently watching The Thing again, I'm like, yeah, actually I can see that. The Predator versus The Thing. That is going to be the longest movie, because he can't actually kill it. It's like, I'm just kind of bored. I've been fighting this thing for literally 4 days, and I don't know what I don't even know what it is anymore. I've got no idea.
The thing has literally regenerated into a lamppost. I don't even know how that's scientifically possible.
And I'm actually terrified of lampposts, like like out of everything, because. Yeah, I know I was joking on at the start with like trying to understand the logistics of a planet where everything is going to kill you. how is there anything left? Like, if I'm going to get really, really critical, that's a bit silly. That's like...
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit like, you know, you could have made it sound as if, like, there's only a select species that have adapted to it, which in you know, the creatures you do see are literally adapted to the world that they live in. I mean, there's grass, but it's not like any grass. It's literally razored.
It's literally sharp glass. Well, grass, I should say. And I'm like...
Yeah, like...
How did evolution decide that was alright? Like... Yeah. At the same time,
what's
it's
wrong
very
with grass?
alien.
Does grass need to evolve? Like...
Yeah, exactly. Like, grass has no purpose. Not to go there,
and
then
you get, like, bloody, like, you know, I know that, like, some plants obviously have, like, their mechanisms of defense, like Venus flytraps, for instance. And this sounds like, yeah, we're just going to amp that up to 100 and we're going to have an exploding caterpillar.
I do love the exploding caterpillar. It really must be said.
I'm not going to lie, the first... You know, when he investigates it and it starts bubbling up and he threw it and it just exploded, I was wetting myself laughing. And that just explains my humour in a nutshell, that.
Everyone was laughing at that point.
Because
even I was like,
unexpected.
I was like, it's surely not going to be, oh, it's actually a hand grenade with legs. Interesting. Okay. Right.
And it's like the little grunt that he does after, saying, huh.
It's like, oh. But I do actually like that. I mean, it's not about making... like the Youcher funny, which he does actually make jokes, which is actually... I didn't mind that, actually. I thought it's almost like gallows humour for him, where it's like, yeah, I can find, like, the humour in this. But, yeah, just trying to figure out, because in that respect, then, he could just go down this planet, pick anything to kill, and just bring it back. Like, yeah, I survived. So by all accounts, I'm actually pretty good at this. Except his dad is an absolute arse, as it turns out.
Just a bit.
Shocker. But yeah, I think the other thing I wasn't the biggest fan of, I think, was actually just the design of the Kalisk. It was like not quite as in... I mean, I know we're kind of spoiled. I don't know about you, but I was
expecting something a bit more dragon-like, because it just sort of sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, the sound design for us, honestly, and again, like I say, I think like we're spoiled for like really cool looking aliens, especially in both this franchise and other ones. But like, it's beyond the fact this thing is just really, really tough to kill. There's nothing overwhelmingly interesting aside from the fact of the twist of the little comic relief monkey critter thing. I think it's called Bud at one point.
Yeah, I think that's what she calls it.
Yeah. That's actually the child of the Kalisk that Deck is hunting. Which, I actually don't mind that. I think that's actually quite nice. And so it leads to him still hunting the Kalisk down at the end, but for a slightly better purpose, that being to give it back to its mother.
Purpose. It's to reunite it with Bud. And I was just like, wow, this is different. You know, you've gone from, I'm going to make this thing my trophy, to I'm going to reunite it with its mammy.
Yeah, and what leads to the Predator version of the third act of Aliens, complete with the yellow power loader, which, I have eyes, I could tell exactly what they were doing. They were like,
oh, absolutely.
Aliens, and it's like, yeah.
It's like they really made like a mecha Godzilla of the power loader. Like, they buffed that thing up.
I'm just really glad. Yeah, I'm just really glad that, unlike with Alien Romulus, that decides to use the best line from that movie for no reason at all, this movie is just like, yeah, we'll do a reference to that, but we'll not actually say that particular line, because heaven forbid you have, like, a Youcher speaking in its language, get away from her, you bitch. As funny as that would be.
I think if that happened, I would have walked out. Being truthful, I could
like the final
barely
10
tolerate it in cinema when I watched Romulus, and I was just like... You know, I should have brought a bit of pen and paper and, like, put a tally of how many freaking references there were to, like, Alien and Aliens.
Which is usually every other shot in that one.
Well, it is in Romulus.
Yeah. Whereas this one actually can get away with all that. And, yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a thoroughly fun time with the movie. It definitely set us up for a sequel, obviously. One that I did chuckle, because it's like, yeah, he goes back to Youcher Prime, which just move planets. Seriously, it looks shit over there. Just pick something else with a tree or something. Like, again, this entire species is just really stubborn. As it turns out, I was like, well, it's
We're
nice
like a
here, though.
stupidly advanced species, but we absolutely refuse to move off this barren rock.
Yeah, it's like, again, you're just so naive, honestly. It's the fact that he goes back to kill his dad. So you get that nice little moment there. To get his cloak, in this case, the invisibility thing, which I didn't actually clock. I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was picturing
A literal cloak.
like the actual cloak, like you see in bloody well, not that you can really remember it. I only remember it because it was like a really cool design. The last bit of Predators, where you get the face off against the leader, and he's sort of like dressed like a king, but he's got this like really like lavish cloak on.
Oh, okay.
I was picturing an actual cloak, not invisibility. I was like, okay, now I'm happy.
Yeah, and I do like that sort of fight, because that's something I liked in Prey, where you got to see sort of like mist and fog and dust and stuff reacting to the feral predators in invisibility thing, and you get that here during like there's almost like a sandstorm going on, and Deck's actually able to use that to his advantage to actually see where his dad is while he's pretending to be while he's invisible. So I like that a lot. But it's the fact that the movie then ends with like a massive armada of ships coming, and he's like, oh, it's actually my mum. That's like, right. I was like, actually, that makes perfect sense, because if you piss off your dad, that's one thing. You piss off your mother, he's doomed.
Dex, you are so grounded.
He is not making it to the third movie. He's actually...
You are so grounded.
Suddenly I'm thinking, are they going to do like a Newton Hicks in Alien 3 and just kill him off in the first scene? Like, nope. Done. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, I'm all for seeing another one, especially from Trachtenberg. Like, if it's going to be anyone doing
100%.
these movies, it needs to be him. I mean, he's now 3 for 3 on making easily the best Predator movies that we've gotten. I do, even though I've got issues with this one, I probably still prefer it to the original Predator. I think for me, like, rewatching Predator, I know Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, I know people say that he's actually really good in the movie. He's in the movie. He looks good on camera. That's about as much as you can say, because it's Arnie. His acting ability is limited.
Well, I mean, literally, Predator is literally, like, the original film is literally testosterone, the movie.
And I know that is kind of the point, and that's what I really appreciate with it, where it's like, yeah, we can sort of do that for the first act and then just turn it into a slasher in the jungle, which I really like. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But in terms of the character work, it's better in these previous 3 movies, easily. For you, though, have you got any particular moments that you like the most in this one?
Oof. To be honest, I'd probably say the moment that Dex just realizes that he's not the weakest, that he's actually more than capable of it, and that he doesn't have to kill the creature in order to... I mean, he literally rocks up with the kid ready to raise hell. At the end, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you are. I mean, I think even... what's her name says it at the end? Dex, leader of the Yautja or something like that.
Yeah, Deck of the Yautja.
Deck of the Yautja, yeah, like it's a... Yeah. But he always says, not yet, not yet. And then it's just before his mother's ships arrive, not yet. So
it's like, yeah, I'm really still not yet. I've got to actually get rid of the other parents at the minute.
The dude is exterminating his bloodline. What can I say?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like, but yeah, there's a lot to like in this film. I'd probably say just like the moment he lands on the planet, on this inhospitable planet, and he's just clumsy as hell. Like,
yeah.
Like, the moment he crash lands on it, and there's like tentacles coming out the tree, and the tentacles just start nicking everything from him, and he's just like, right, stop messing around.
I love that, to be honest. I'm like, yeah, you're not having this yet, you're not having this yet, this is basically a video game, I'm just going to get rid of this as well, right?
I'm going to steal this.
Yeah. You can add some more XP to your fucking skill tree. like, almost a video
I'd
game
probably
plot,
say
to be
the,
honest.
the reveal of the lunar bug as well, because again, it just sounds like a harmless little butterfly, and it's really not.
Yeah, even I sat there thinking, right, which giant critter is it going to be for this one? Because it's clearly not going to be small. That's all.
Oh, and there's definitely the bit that probably had me in absolute fits of laughter was after he's killed it, and she says to Dex, "So what was your favourite part about it?" "The moment its blood ran down my face," and she's like,
Oh, that's nice.
"Oh, cool."
Yeah. I will say, actually, the other thing I love is the fact that suddenly, because you're going to get another reference to Avatar now, the person who did the language and the dialect for the Na'vi in the Avatar movies is the same person that got in to do the Yautja language for this, which was really smart, but also the fact that we've never had proper language.
Well,
from,
yeah, like every other Predator film has just been clicky.
yeah,
clicky
clicks,
noises.
grunts, and
That's
roars,
it.
and
Yeah,
cries of pain.
that is it.
Yeah. So actually, I love the fact that you spend the entire movie, every single line from Deck is in his own language.
Yeah.
It's almost what I thought was going to happen with Prayer, because they made a big deal of the fact that they did an audio track where everything was in Comanche, which I thought was awesome. I did legitimately think that they just used different takes, so that one version is all in English and the other was all in Comanche. It wasn't actually, it was just dubbed over. But that was still really cool. So it was nice that at no point does Deck ever start speaking English. They leave that to Thea to do that instead.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice. So I think in the future, I think if they really wanted to just do it exclusively just with a Yautja, which they've proven that they can now, treat it almost like a foreign film, basically. Just have it all in subtitles, and you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Like, not in the slightest. Especially if it's this well done. Like, I'm there for that. Because we've proven that you can... Trachtenberg 3 times now has proven that you can do different things with this franchise. And it's absolutely needed if it's going to continue. If it really has to continue, I'm more than happy to see it delving just a little bit differently.
As you said before, like, you're more interested in seeing Predator at this point than Alien. Because the last time we had a good Alien film, well, at least I think, was... I probably would have, said Covenant on a whim, but honestly, I can't stand Covenant now.
No. Well, here's the thing. It is not in the collection anymore, although Prometheus is still there. I should probably burn that one next. I've just got no interest, that's all. But yeah, frankly, I'm just glad that we're both just relieved that this movie is at least quite solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our thoughts on Predator Badlands. So thank you very much for listening to that. Dan's immediately going straight to the schedule because he doesn't want to have an
I have
aneurysm.
no clue.
Like, what is it? Well, it's another retrospective. It's a movie that was going to be on my list for watching in October, as was a bajillion other movies that I just didn't see. I believe this one was actually your idea, to be honest.
Oh, that one.
Oh, that one. Yeah. This will be that one. It'll be the second time we've done an episode on a Robert Eggers film. We're going to be talking about The Witch from 2015. Buggering things 10 years old. That's going to be interesting to revisit. It really must be said.
Well, I mean, not the one after, but the one after that's going to be even more interesting, given the fact that's 20.
Yeah. There's a few. But yeah, we'll be back very soon, hopefully very soon, with our review of The Witch. So we'll see you then. Until then, it's goodbye from Dan.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.